What's wrong?
Welcome to the Ohiohammer video podcast. This podcast is dedicated to all things Warhammer Fantasy. And I'm here today with Ken Sheldon. How you doing today, Ken?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
Fabulous. So we're here at the Barracks. We're going to get ourselves a little game on. Yep. What are you bringing today?
I'm bringing my Warriors of Chaos. Done a little bit of homework since our last match, and brought 2 chariots, a couple packs of warhounds, some corn halberds, Nurgle sword and board, Tzeentch BSB on a disc, as well as a couple of javeliners.
Awesome. I'm taking a Empire Army, and I've got the Filth of the Filth, the level 4 Beast Wizard on a Griffin, on an Imperial Griffin, who has absolutely no save of any kind. So have fun getting him down. Also have 4 Demigriffs. I got some 20 Great Swords, which is also fluffy. 29 Halberders. Yep. And got myself 9 Knights, Great Weapons, 5 Knights, Great Weapons. Commanding those, a BSB on a peg, and a Warrior Priest. I've also got a level 1 Wizard over here too. So, how do you think it's gonna go, Ken?
Honestly, I don't know. I'm hoping my guys will at least be able to claim some blood for the Blood God.
Claim blood for the Blood God. You don't think there's a chance of change here because you've got the Knights of Change on the field, right?
Oh, that's right. I completely forgot about them, and I think they'll get their jollies in too.
All right, fair enough. Well, we've got deployment set up, ready to go ahead and start the game. What we're going to do is I'm going to take a quick shot of the table so you can see deployment from left to right on each one. And then after that, we'll come back to you after a couple turns and let you see how things are going, and then wrap up at the end with another video segment, show you exactly what went on, and get a little bit of an interview here with Ken so we can talk about the barracks and this fine establishment that we are in today. And so we're at the bottom of turn 5 right now. You've got the upper hand right now, Ken.
Yes, I do. They're working a lot better than I originally thought, and I don't know. I guess you just got to do your homework.
Yeah, I was gonna say your Chaos Knights, Tzeentch Knights, have been sticking around making some pretty good armor saves, and they've held up against 4 Demigriffs and actually ran them almost all the way to the board edge. Well, but essentially what happened was. Demigriffs charged into the Nurgle Warriors, took the Nurgle Warriors, made them flee, couldn't catch the Nurgle Warriors because they fled through your units, instead decided to stick around, reform, charge the Knights in the following turn, and the Knights over a course of 4 combats here, maybe even 5, have, I think that was a 5th combat, the Knights have finally ground down 2 of the Demigriffins, and with the assistance of a chariot, and the other 2 Demigriffins have just booked it for the hills, bouncing through a building, bouncing through my 2 units, and then getting all the way to the end. So yeah, it's very, very disheartening because that whole center of the board there is all Ken's. It's all chaos. After I was defending Battle of the Past. So, well, what do you think's working well for you right now?
Well, the chariot. I mean, he's only seen 1 combat, but I'm still very happy with what he does.
So the Chaos Chariot winning the day for you?
It's definitely one of my go-to units now.
Yeah, that flank charge there at the very end was huge. Basically, the Chaos Knights were in a grind with the Demigriffs, and it looked like the Demigriffs were actually going to grind out the Chaos Knights, and the Chariot charged in the flank, and boy, did it change just everything in a heartbeat. It was the charge, the flank, the doing the extra wound, that just ran them down completely. Otherwise, even with that roll of a 6, I would have stuck around because I would have lost only by musicians. So you got anything else that you want to say about the game?
Nothing really, except my dogs are just kind of, running around aimlessly. But, that's okay.
Yeah, and chaff. What do you think of your chaff so far with the javelins? You got some Marauder horsemen with javelins. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking if I end up taking javelins again, I believe you can throw the flails or a close combat weapon on them. So I think that's what I'm gonna end up doing. Because I mean, heck, with that one combat with your with a Minotaur, or
They're halberders, is what that was.
I probably could have done a lot more damage to them than originally expected. So hey, now I know.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's really something I think you should take on them as the Marauder with the Marauder horsemen as flails. Flails impact so much during the first round of combat. So on that note, we're gonna go ahead and do a quick panning shot of the board, right? So you can see some different things. I'm actually gonna go ahead and speak with the microphone as I'm doing the panning, and then after that, I'll go ahead and stop us. We'll do the bottom of turn 5, turn 6, and we'll go from there. All right?
Sounds good.
This is that section in the center where the Chaos Knights rode down the demigryphs. You can see their little banners all the way across. They bounced through the building, bounced through the griffin, bounced through the great swords. Yeah, it was kind of ugly. The Nurgle Knights, which originally were running away, have now rallied. The Chaos Lord on a disc has gone ahead and found his way turned back around because he's playing a dancing game with the BSB and the Griffin. And the Frenzy Warriors took out, along with the Chaos Lord's assistants, took out my rank of, or my 10 Great Sword Knights, 9 Great Weapon Knights, and Character Warrior Priest in there. I think even though Ken doesn't have any magic, I think one of the mistakes I made was not casting Weason's Wild Form on particular units when I had the opportunity, since I have the 2 level 1s. Over here on the side, I was trying to swing around this big in the center charnel pit here, but what happened is the halberders didn't make the charge, and he took a unit of Marauder horsemen, charged him in the flank, and actually, almost won combat. I think I had to pass my steadfast roll and rerollable 6s because the charnel pit caused me to make a -1. So I had to go ahead and throw the 5-man night block unit in as well. Both failed after the Marauder horsemen ran. Both failed their chase tests, and both then proceeded to run an 11 and a 12. So that's taking them basically way out of the game over here. So the game, is really just here on the side, and he's definitely got the upper hand. And I've really only gotten a couple of points from dogs and maybe 2 chaff units. So, Ken's got this pretty good right now. Got a couple more turns of bouncing around. I got to see if I can't rally my demigryphs, and we'll see what happens. Right, there's a picture of the Griffin I threw on into the Nurgle Warriors. 1 combat by 3. He unfortunately stuck around. Again, my guys, when it got to turn 5, there was no use in moving them back. They didn't have enough time to get back. You'll notice here in the center, my Demigriffin, I'm going to move a little closer so you can get a panning shot, but the Demigriffin does go ahead and run away. Those things up on the hill there are actually dead, and the Knight unit there is what chased him down, did not catch them. It was kind of sad. He's got basically all his stuff left. The BSB, I just was prancing around. I was kind of banking on that charnel pit helping me out with the Nurgle Warriors there in the center, being a -1 to leadership as well, but it did not help me. So the game's done and dusted, and victory goes to Warriors of Chaos. So what we had here is I've made a last-ditch effort to try to get the Griffin on in to the Nurgle Warriors because he only had 1 more turn of combat left. I kind of danced around him, made him try to go ahead and set up some stuff. But I got the Nurgle Warriors in combat with the Griffin, got the impenetrable pelt off, so +3 toughness, no wounds come through, and I won combat, but you didn't run away, did you?
Nope. They stood fast. So.
And I threw one last chance of getting the Demigriffins and the Great Swords on into combat with the Frenzy Corn Warriors, and what happened?
Corn Warriors kind of had a field day with one of your Demigriffs.
Yeah, with the Demigryphs. The Great Swords didn't get on in there, and when the Demigryphs got in there, they got to attack first, and it caused 5 wounds on the remaining 6 wounds I had left of the Demigryphs. Of course, that Demigryph breaks, and then after it breaks, were you fast enough to catch him?
Nah, unfortunately.
So he's still on the board, bottom of turn 6, and unfortunately he can't catch him. So I reserve the points. I'm just saying he has yet to kill my Demigryph unit. I'm just throwing it out there. Just throwing it out there.
Next game I'll get him. next game.
Next game. You're gonna gun for him next game. Okay, well I'm gonna tool him up for the ready to be gunned for next game then. So 300 points roughly difference. What do you think you would change if you would change anything at all?
Definitely would change the Marauder Horseman. Okay. Put a close combat weapon with them. Maybe use a little different tactic for deploying my chariots.
You backed one up behind the other one.
Yeah, I didn't know what I was going for at first. I had a plan, but now, well...
Now it doesn't seem like it worked?
It did not work at all. It was a good cannonball target for us.
You know what I would have changed about my deployment and about my game?
What was it?
I would have not misfired my cannons and blown them up. That's what I would have changed about my game, is I would have not have misfired my cannons and blown them up.
You were rolling kind of bad, though. I mean, you were...
Yeah, I wouldn't call it bad. I don't blame stuff on dice. I just had... It was just one of those things. That I would roll better. That would be what I would change.
Yeah.
Well, so, you're the owner, Barracks. We talked to you on the audio podcast so far. So why don't you go ahead and tell us a bit about, since we're on the video podcast right now, tell us a little bit about the store.
Well, we're located in Petersburg, Michigan. We've got currently we've got 2 wargaming tables as well as plenty of space for card gamers. And we are going to be moving into a bigger location. We are looking at the end of August, beginning of September-ish.
Awesome.
Well, we will be adding, my count, probably 6 to 8 more wargaming tables. Still have plenty of tables for the card flippers. But yeah, we're going to be expanding all of our lines with Warhammer, 40K, Warpath. We're going to be getting bolt action in here. We're going to be pushing Flames of War, hopefully, and just
got some Mantic stuff on the shelves. We got to start playing ourselves some Dreadball. I see some Reaper, get some Warlords going on. I mean, you're going to teach me Warlords, right?
I sure hope so. I mean, it's a wonderful game. I think it's very underrated.
Awesome. So, I figure thank you for coming on, Ken, first of all. Thank you for giving me the butt whooping I deserve. Publicly, I deserve that butt whooping, just so you know. You can go back to see the old extra points on the last time I schooled the baby seal. This time it didn't happen. And I will tell you that the Buckeye list, let's just say the mistake in my entire game, and I'll do a panning shot of the board here, but the mistake in my entire game was not throwing the Demigryphs into the Khorne Warriors when I had a chance to go ahead and get the Weason's Wild Form off on my turn, take them out. I threw them into the Knights thinking if I could just break the Knights after getting a couple Weason's Wild Forms that I'd be okay. But, of course, getting a couple of good armor save rolls and kind of threw that way out of kibosh, and, dice happen, right? But I think if, I try to play Battle of the Past, squeeze off a couple of pinch points, and I probably should have done a better job of holding those pinch points with the Demigryphs, and I did not do that. So I guess note learned for Buckeye Battles, go ahead and play more reserved. Again, I kind of threw it out there a little more than I normally do, but when your cannons blow up on turn 1, you start going ahead and throwing stuff out there pretty quickly. So I'll give a quick panning shot of the store, too. You okay with that? Yeah. Oh, I get a chance to go ahead and see what we're talking about over here. I'll do the shot of the actual board, and then I'll do a shot of the store. Check them out over here, 25 East Center Street in Petersville, Michigan.
84 East Center Street.
84 East Center Street, sorry. 84 East Center Street, Petersville, Michigan. And what's that number so they can call if they want to order directly through you instead? And also, go over your bonus program real quick.
Yeah, we also... Oh, sorry about that. All of our Games Workshop plastic kits, fine cast kits, all that... they're always 15% off, okay. And that will also those purchases go towards a loyalty program that we have. This loyalty program is every $10 you spend, you get a stamp, you fill it up, it's 10% off your total purchase. So you can get a total of 25% off.
Awesome.
So yeah, basically you buy a couple kits, they start paying for themselves.
Cool.
And we can special order anything. We place our orders on Wednesday. Most of them come in by Friday.
Awesome.
We can also do mail order since we know we're a little bit of a drive for some people. Okay. And that is flat $5 for orders under $100, and over $100 it's free.
Free.
So
free.
Completely free shipping. On us.
Rewards program available if you are, doing the call-in and do a mail order.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what's the phone number we can find out about this at? You go ahead and give a call over here.
Our phone number here is 734-279-1565, and our email address is thebarracksllc@gmail.com, and our website is barracksgames.com.
All right, well, thank you again, Ken, and I look forward to actually playing you again and possibly, avenging the Empire in this setup. So we'll talk to you later, gentlemen. This podcast is brought to you by the Ohiohammer Network of Podcasts. If you like the show, please check out our site, www.ohiohammer.com. Or you can follow us on Twitter. Our addresses are @OhioHammer2011, @RetroAlias, @ASLSKFan, and @Jake_OhioHammer. All products and companies talked about in this podcast are the respective property of their owners, and the Ohiohammer Network makes no claim to said property. As always, guys, enjoy the game.